Islam, Moors, Islam, peace, power, and love. I had made 2 previous videos in regards to my baby being kidnapped, and to be honest with you, they both were trash. Okay, trash. So with that being said, I'm just going to do this video. This is going to be the straight video because, again, this is a very serious matter, and I want to get straight to the details in regards to my baby being kidnapped because, again, CPS has taken my child, and again, as a prime example is, they say this COVID thing is going on right now. So a lot of babies are actually getting kidnapped, but it's not being televised because it's not, I guess, popular right now. They want to, promote other tactics and other things going on, and it's just overbearing. It's a lot of things going on. I mean, people get killed every day, B. It's like we're almost, again, numb to the situation, which is sad. That's very sad. So with that being said, I actually want to first start off with the definition of kidnap. Now, this is a basic Google definition, but I mean, feel free to look up anything in the Black Laws Dictionary, etymology, 4th edition, 5th edition of the Black Law, Kidnap, that is a verb, and it is to take someone away illegally by force, typically to obtain a ransom. Now, in regards to my baby being kidnapped, yes, she is being held hostage for profit as far as ransom. They say, unless for you to get your baby back, you have to do that. That's considered ransom. Anybody knows that. With that being said, I'm also a more American. I'm not black. I do not fall under the Black Christian codes. I don't fall under the court's authority. I don't fall under their jurisdiction. With that being said, I'll actually refer to the Moorish Zodiac. This is Article 3, just to give a little bit of an understanding of the reason why I say I'm not black. So I'm Moor, you're probably Moor too, you just might not know it. But I'll read it as follows. Again, Article 3. It says, the Moors referred to as Negroes, Afro-American, Blacks, African Americans, are not and can never be members of the citizens of the Union Society of the 48 States, namely the USA, all capitals. The Moorish nation is indigenous, therefore cannot be compelled to join or indiscriminately. So that's pretty much a little reference in regards to who I am and me not falling under the court's jurisdictions. They don't have any jurisdiction over me. I'm a foreign national. I'm a more American. I am free. Blood runs through my body, and I was not lost at sea. And some people call it like Aboriginal or Indian. And just to refer back to that, Indians, the Aboriginal inhabitants of North America, and that's Black Laws 4th edition, Aboriginal, inhabiting or existing in a land from the earliest times or from before the arrival of colonists. Indigenous to the land. I'm honoring my birthrights. I'm claiming my birthrights. I'm honoring my foremothers and my forefathers. We'll get to that. All right. And again, my baby has been kidnapped by CFS. Some people might know it as CPS. Either way it goes, they're de facto, they're fraud, they're feudal, they're demos, and they don't exist. Now, I self-delivered my baby myself. I did all my research, I did all my studying, and I had her at home by myself. We had a lotus birth, we had an incredible journey, and she's a very healthy baby, very happy baby. The whole time while she was in my belly, I studied with her. I studied rights of indigenous children. I read that to her. I studied nationality and your birthrights and, knowing your rights and things of that nature. So it's crazy how this is really happening to me right now. It has been written. With that being said, I did my due diligence in regards to not turning her over and making her a ward of the state and signing my rights over in regards to, she's mine. I created her. She's mine. It's like that's not no debate here. She came out of me. She belongs to me. She don't belong to nobody else. And the fact that CPS thinks that they have the authority or jurisdiction over me or my property is absolutely absurd. It's demonic, and that's what they are. And they're out of order. Now, in regards to the birth certificate, I'm going to play something. And this is on YouTube. It's a shared video. It actually came from Taj Tariq Bey. Shout out to Noble Juali, by the way, and CM Bey. And it explains a little bit more in detail in regards to the birth certificate. So I'll go ahead and play it. Oh, shoot. Hold on. It's actually still connected to my TV. Alright, it's gonna give me this little ad, and then I'm gonna skip it.
Our name into a legal fiction, which is what a person means. If you look at the Black Law Dictionary, edition 7, a person represents a legal fiction and a corporation. In order for these corporations, such as the United States of America Corporation, check that out on Dunn and Bradstreet, in order for them to have joinder, basically, have joinder with you, you have to be a corporation, or your name has to be a corporation in order for them to do a contract with you or operate in commerce with you. Because a corporation cannot attack a human being, a living man or a living woman. You have to be in a contract, and which is what your parents did. They ended up signing you over to the state without knowing. Me too. I'm just as guilty, okay? So let me go ahead and read a little background here about what the birth certificate is that Yara brought up. It's really interesting. He got it from this article. So registration means enrollment. For example, students register to enroll in a school, which gives them certain rights and obligations. When it comes to the birth certificate, you're registering to enroll in the private federal democracy of the District of Columbia, aka the United States. You're registering to become a federal 14th Amendment U.S. citizen.
That's when you get your school.
So yes, that's what I'll pause at for now, because I mean, she said nothing but the truth. That was nothing but the truth, and that, again, that's why I didn't sign my baby over. That's why I never signed a birth certificate, because I was aware of that, you know. So at the time, I thought, hey, I'm sealed. Like, y'all know that y'all don't have no rights over me, because I never signed anything. There's no contract before us. And with that being said, I'll read something as far as the United States. The United States Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and any states to be valid must be in agreement. It is impossible for a law which violates the Constitution to be valid. I'm also protected by the treaty, 1786 and 1836. I'll get to that just in a minute. What they're trying to do is they're trying to commit me to a dolus dans locum contract, and pretty much that is fraud or deceit. It's given rise to the contract that is a fraudulent misrepresentation made by one of the parties to the contract and relied upon the other, and which was actually instrumental in including the latter to either enter the contract. So it's fraud, because I've never signed anything. I'm Sade Renee L, all rights reserved. I would never sign anything with them. I don't belong to them. I'm free, I'm sovereign. Again, I'm a foreign national. With that being said, they have no jurisdiction over my baby. One might think, why did they kidnap my baby? It's a simple story, because they're under unum sancti tactics. That's because they're trying to take over control, and they've been doing this for years. And we've been just so much in la la land, we haven't been aware of the things that they're slowly but surely trying to implement on us. They're slowly but surely trying to make us wear masks 24/7. Like, when is this going to stop? That's a whole nother video. And with that being said, yes, they're slowly but surely, just taking over. They're like slowly but surely, like, we're becoming we are modern day slaves, quote unquote. Well, I'm not, because I'm, claiming my birthrights. I'm doing my due diligence. I'm becoming more active, things of that nature, to free myself all over. Okay, overall. So with that being said, they stole my baby. I was actually just in my conveyance, parked in my vehicle, minding my own business. The police mercenaries rolled up on me and gave me, just threatening me under threatened coercion. They, kidnapped me. As they kidnapped me, my baby was in the backseat of the car. They kidnapped me for 3 days, fingerprinted me, put me under a fake corporation name, had me under a slave name, under a 14th Amendment citizen, which I am not. And from there, when they kidnapped my baby, when I got out, I tried to get my baby back, and it's just been like keeping her for all this time, because again, it's for profit. They're holding her for hostage for profit. This is not a game. This is real human trafficking. Like, human trafficking. What is the definition of human trafficking? Did I go over that already? Because I know I have that written down somewhere. Because It is real life the definition of human trafficking, like using a human to make money. Like, y'all ever seen that movie Ransom? Or that movie with Denzel, that old one where like they took the little girl and then he was fighting and stuff. That's what I'm doing. I'm fighting. That's why I'm making this video. I fight them every day. Like, the pen is actually mightier than the sword. You act like I'm finna go out there in these streets and like beat the body up on somebody. Like, that's absolutely insane. That's not happening. That's not how it works, people. The pen is mightier than the sword. So with that being said, I have been fighting them, doing my due diligence with all the affidavits, all the writs, all the, appeals, and they are just fraudulent, because anybody who breaks the law is a lawbreaker. Anybody who breaks the law is an outlaw. And these judges are bound to this. I've made my special appearances. And every time for the record, I've stated for the record who I am. But also my paperwork should definitely, speak for itself. And with that being said, I mean, they are bound to this. They are bound to this. And personally, I'll read this off. I have the individual and collective right to live in freedom, peace, and security as a distinct people, and a right to full guarantees against genocide or any other acts of violence, including the removal of Indigenous children from their families and their communities under any pretext. And I mean, we can just go back to history. I mean, we are in 2020 right now. I mean, this stuff has been going on for how long now? How long have they been going into the people's lands and taking the babies and raping the women and, taking the men and actually like doing stuff, what do they call it? Like barebacking, where they would like literally embarrass the man on purpose in front of the whole tribe, just to show, some type of authority and things of that nature. Because that's all these people are. They're bullies. They are straight bullies. Oh my goodness. I cannot lie. Hold on one second. I know I hate water bottles too. Don't judge me. You should actually talk to your water and label it. Whole nother video. Yeah, they're bullies. That's what they are. Like, I literally saw a video on YouTube, guys. I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. You can research it yourself. Why the lady, they had took the lady kids, right? So they took the lady kids, kidnapped her, kidnapped the lady kids. Like, kidnapped the lady kids. The lady hired a lawyer, right? She didn't know who she was. So she hired a lawyer because they're de facto too. Whole nother video. And why did they actually go, since they were fighting CPS retaliated and went after her sister. So they went after her sister's kids and then took like 2 of her sister's kids. And then they went after the lawyer's kid, and he was European. They went after his kids. And I think they took like one of his kids too. Like, they are straight bullies. Like, they do all these weird tactics. And now they're doing weird tactics, like not even trying to let me see my baby. Like, what the fuck? Excuse me, what are you, like, what is this? It's like, oh, well, let's try to mentally, like, it's psychological warfare. It's mental warfare at its finest. It's like, stress the woman, stress the womb. I mean, we hold the same. I mean, not for nothing. If you're a guy watching this video, you can't produce, a male. Well, that's a whole nother video, because that's a whole nother video, principle of gender. With that being said, and also just to let you know, as far as the Moors, this is back here in Morocco. Shout out Morocco. With that being said, the Moors, we are listed in the congressional records, and it has been recorded. Shout out to CMB. And it's real life. Like, this is my nationality. I'm a foreign national. Say, for example, all right, so call yourself American, right? Go to China right now and get locked up in China. What are they going to do? They're not going to call the Chinese government. No, they're going to call the U.S. consulate and say, hey, what do we do with this foreign national? They're a part of your land, but they're out here. And whatever the case may be, like, there's also rules to this, because they still have not called, and did the proper notification when it came to council jurisdiction. Like, you have to make council notification. And I keep telling them this, and they act so stupid. Like, these people are so incompetent. The fact that they took my baby, and my baby is in worse care, my offspring is in worse care. Like she was never in bad care with me. I'm not a child abuser. Like, how do you charge me with child abuse? And I didn't deliver my whole child by myself, right? And then all of a sudden, what you think, I had the baby and I'm just beating up babies? Like, just make it make sense, anybody? Like, if you If you sneeze wrong, if your neighbors literally can call CPS on you right now and just make up a lie. Make up a lie on you. And what they gonna do, they gonna knock on your door and take your kids. Like, how is this even possible? And then on top of that, again, like I said, they're getting away with this right now because, you know, I really think even more is, you know, they've been getting away with this for a long time, but they're especially doing stuff now and taking people kids. It was all on the news not too long ago. Remember, it was just like, find our kids. Like, have we not forget, find our kids? Like, and then they coming out with these vaccines and shit. Like, give mine's back. She belongs to me. Y'all don't have no jurisdiction. N-O. No means no. So, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on, and they know they're out of order. Like, they know they're out of order. They know it's for, you know, financial gain. And the cool part about it, like, even CPS, what they did is they actually just falsified the whole documents from the top to bottom. Like, even they said they called my family. They didn't call anybody. They didn't call anybody. I mean, it's just lie. Like, they literally just, as soon as they got her, it was no giving her back. It's just weird. They have no authority. Nicholas Eason, he was the first case manager. This man called me 6 times in a row like a crazy ex-boyfriend. Like, who does that? How a professional is this? Like, these people are so freaking incompetent. I literally think this is somebody's cousin who hired their cousin and said they cousin, because that's literally how they operate. They all operate like no one there has any type of sense whatsoever. And I mean, I don't even know if that's the right word to say, because it's just, dang. But I also want to share a video with Nancy Schaefer. She's someone who did a lot of investigation in regards to CPS. And she made a very powerful speech that I want to point out because, again, CPS, CFS, de facto fraud, incorporation, they don't care about nobody kids. They don't care about helping the kids. I've seen videos, and I even hate to say this, but this is the truth. I've seen videos where CPS took the babies and, like, the babies died in the people's care. Or, like, the baby was just so healthy, and the baby, like, you should see, I just hate to say this. Like, I hate to say my child, like, she look raggedy, but she just don't look like she's being cared for properly. Like, I got to see her yesterday via Skype, and this is the picture. Yeah, it doesn't look too, she just, I mean, you know, she my chubby cheeks, don't get me wrong, free baby Ashe. But it's just one of those things. Then they had her, like, the foster parents. Like, the foster parents, first of all, they're not of my culture. I've tried to get her out several times to people that I know in my territory out here, who stay out here. And, yeah, they refused to give her to someone of even consanguinity, which means of the blood. You know, and just of anything, of kin, all of that. None of that. They won't give her. Like, she's stuck with this European lady. And she doesn't know how to do anything. She doesn't know how to do her hair. Like, she asked me, like, I was like, oh, just put coconut oil on it. She was like, how do I put the coconut oil? I'm like, what do you mean, how? Like, why do y'all, y'all put the babies in the care of people? First of all, she don't need nobody to look after her. I'm her divine mother. Can't nobody look after her as good as I can look after her. She's my world. What do you mean? Everybody who know me know that nothing comes first. She's first. Everything else is second. Everything else can wait. And they know that. They know, again, it's psychological warfare. And they know in regards to, like, if you're a single mother, which I am, like, what's the best way, quote unquote, or how would you hurt somebody? Like, what's the easiest way to get to somebody, quote unquote? And they know, like, take somebody, well, of course I would do anything for my child. Anything. But I'm not no slave though, and she not no slave. We not no slaves. We are free. And again, we was not lost at sea, and blood runs through my body and hers. And it's in the blood, okay? It's in the blood. I know it was the blood.
Bonuses for not mature.
So I'm gonna get to this Nancy
that
Schaefer.
we can take. This is not to say that there are not those children in wretched situations who need to be removed. There are, and we all agree. But tonight, I'm talking about those children removed from their homes intentionally for profit. Children are seized unnecessarily from their families due to the federal aid created in 1974 entitled the Adoption and Safe Families Act. It offers financial incentives to the states that increase adoption numbers. To receive the adoption incentives or bonuses, local CPS must have more children. They must have more merchandise to sell. Funding is available when a child is placed in a foster home with strangers or placed in a mental health facility and medicated, usually against the parents' wishes. Parents are victimized by the system that makes a profit for holding children longer and bonuses for not returning children to their parents. This is abuse of power. It is lack of accountability, and it is a growing criminal political phenomenon spreading around the globe. Oftentimes, but not always, poor parents are targeted to lose their children because they do not have the wherewithal to hire an attorney or
All
fight.
right, well, we can stop there because I don't hire attorneys.
Being poor
There's no such thing. But that's a whole nother video. Whole nother video about them. De facto. It's real out here in these streets. And again, they're getting away with things, of course, because of COVID right now. So, you know, it's not a lot of, let's say, fiat money, what you guys would call it, currency, Federal Reserve notes, FRNs going around right now. So, and it's the worst time to be kidnapped. What? This the worst time to be in jail. She in baby jail. That's what I call it. I call it baby jail. Like, this the worst time to be kidnapped right now. Like, this the worst. But, you know, that's what they're doing. It's called human trafficking. Like, anybody who knows, like, as soon as you go to jail, you become a slave. So, therefore, it's modern-day slavery. I mean, back in the days, what they had, the people in the fields, right? All right, so now all they do is kidnap you and take you to jail. It's the same difference. Hello, anybody? Y'all get it? I know I shouldn't have to explain something as simple as that. And these people are just out of order. They're so rude. They're so disrespectful. Michelle Polino, she's the new caseworker. Like, she's so rude and so disrespectful. Like, I'm just trying to have a basic conversation about my child and her safety. She can't even have that. It's just, again, they do these tactics on purpose. Like, she even said it. And that's not even it. Y'all, I've researched this. Like, they be going after people's families for real. And they did that with me, but I'm not actually going to express that in this video. For their privacy issues, but you know, it's something like that kind of did happen to me, where I feel, you know, they've done a lot of that with people who have quote unquote tried to assist me as far as, you know, referrals or references in regards to how great of a mother I am, which, I mean, that's not even a debate. That's not even a debate for real. I was born for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Cancer on top of that. Like, it's in the blood, it's in the moons, it's in the stars, it's in the astrology, it's in the, like, it's a whole nother video. And again, they are de facto, they have kidnapped my baby, and they are out of order. And, you know, it's just human rights violation as well. Even if you don't want to, you know, go back to the treaty, which I'm actually going to state in the treaty on how I'm protected as well. I'll go ahead and read off from the Treaty of Morocco. This is 1836, September the 16th, if you'd like to look it up for reference. My cat's running around. I'll read you Article 6 first. I'll start there. It reads, if any more shall bring citizens of the United States or their effects to His Majesty, the citizen shall immediately be set at liberty, and their effects restored. And in like matter, if any more, not a subject of these dominions shall make prize of any the citizens of America or their effects, and bring them into any of the ports of His Majesty, they shall immediately be released. and they will be considered as under Majesty's protection. All right. Bet. And on top of that, I'll read Article 21, If any citizens of the United States shall kill or wound a Moor, or on the contrary, if any Moor shall kill or wound a citizen of the United States, the law of the contrary shall take place, and equal justice shall be rendered the counsel assisting at the trial. And if any delinquent shall make his escape, the counsel, well, not counsel, it's with a U, not an E. Just so y'all know. Not be answerable for him in any manner whatever. I've sent them this information. I've sent this to the quote-unquote judge, the magistrate, the person who just put on the robe, who went to the Halloween costume store, right? And then just found the judge robe, right? And then rented out some space at the courtroom because they got the plug with somebody. Talking about she running for governor. She'll never be governor, Adriana Rincon White. You've committed treason against me and my family. You bound by oath. You're bound by the Constitution. Article 6 of the Constitution. And let me refer to Article 6 of the Constitution. Section 2 as well. Because she's bound by this. And she knows she's bound by this. And the fact that you keep moving forward and you know that you've taken an oath and you know that you're bound, it's just absolutely insane. And she knows this. Treason. The Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land. And the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary, notwithstanding. So that's pretty much saying that the treaty supersedes and she's bound to oblige by the treaty. And if not, again, you've broken the law, which makes you a lawbreaker, which makes you an outlaw. Like, she's a pirate. Pirate, that's what she is. A modern day pirate. Had me in pirate court too, making special appearances, trying to threaten to kick me out, because that's what they do. Anytime you challenge status or jurisdiction, or not anytime, but that's what they did with me, because it's a violation of my rights. And that's why we still fight. And again, the pen is mightier than the sword. So, and I'm not going to tell my left hand what I'm telling, what my right hand is thinking, or vice versa. So, don't you worry. There will be more videos to come until my baby's released. I've already given them orders, okay? It's my shit. It's my baby. Falsified documents. All they do is falsify documents. Just lied on me. That's all they did in the documents, was just lie on me. Like, I honestly don't even want to repeat it because it's a lie. And I'm not going to repeat they spell over and over and over. Like, why? Because it's a lie. And it don't matter what I did. They still don't have jurisdiction. It don't matter what I did, even though I didn't do anything. It don't matter. The police, like, they out of order. All of them. And did I get to the foster parents, like, for real? Did I go into how they're Europeans? Again, like, she should be with someone with the culture, especially a Moor. And on top of that, like, they had her on video one day, and she was asleep on the dude's lap. Now, keep in mind, Ashay ain't even, like, her dad and her uncle, none of that. Like, that's out. The men in my family don't change little girls' diapers. They might change the boys or something, but we not playing with no babies. Like, what was that? Insanity's doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Like, you don't touch mine. I'm the only one who needs to be touching her down there. So anyways, like, she sleep on his lap, and as like she sleep, like, he just caressing her head and stuff. Like, first of all, she not no cat, she not no dog. Like, she don't need to be caressed to sleep. Don't touch her. Like, what are you doing? Like, she don't need no massage. What is that? And then why is she sleeping on your lap? Why is she not in a bed? Then they had her sleeping on the couch one time, and it was just like, well, do y'all have a bed? Do y'all own it? Like, I'll get y'all a bed. I mean, give her back, for real. But, I mean, The fuck? So on top of that, they be having her play with like European dolls and stuff like that. And I don't, when she's in my great care, because she's in slight care right now, like we don't even watch TV. What is TV? Television? Like I'm not trying to program her. We'll watch educational things like, teach baby Spanish. She was learning Spanish. She was learning Mandarin. She was learning, Espanol. She was learning a little bit of Swahili. It's these little YouTube videos. It's called Teach Baby Spanish or Chinese Buddies. Chinese Buddies. And they be having like the little music and stuff. Like we was in here jamming for real. But they have her watch, like, I feel like now cartoons nowadays, like they'll have all these, peach faces and, European faces and white faces. Let's keep it modern. And, like the only brown skin or the only, what y'all would call it, black person you'll see, more people, what I know I am, who we are, that you'll see is like a monkey or something. Like, what? Like, you're programming people, children especially, from a young age, damn near to hate themselves. Like, why is she playing with a European baby? Like, honestly, when I grew up, that was out. We didn't play with no European baby. Let me have a European baby in my room, in my crib somewhere, and see how fast it disappeared. Like, it's just, that's weird. And then, like, her hairline is pushing back. She don't know how to do it. Again, the health, we're vegetarians. Well, she is, like, my baby's a vegetarian. I might dabble, like, I'm not even gonna lie, I might dabble from time to time. But with that being said, like my whole pregnancy, I was vegetarian, like not a lick of meat, not a lick of alcohol. I can honestly say that for real. Like none of that. That was out. That was my way of keeping myself healthy, because you don't need these doctors out here. You could be your own doctor. I self-law master. Islam, And that's what I'm teaching my daughter. And that's why they be hating, because I'm a great mother. And when they see great people trying to do great things, it messes up their vibrations and they have to try to destroy it somehow. That's how it works. Shoot, they wouldn't be doing this if I was just, they know who I am. They know who I am. So, yeah, and the lady, like, she be doing weird shit, like the foster parent, like, she don't have no authority over me neither. She be hanging up in my face during the Skype call and stuff. They playing this COVID thing, so I haven't physically seen my baby, but I get to see her Skype for 15 minutes. Woohoo! Like, once a week. What? First of all, she a baby. She's 14 months. They stole her when she was 11 months. I don't even celebrate holidays and stuff like that, like Unum Sanctum, European colonists, holidays and things of that nature, none of that. But as far as solar returns and stuff like that, they stole her at, kidnapped her for profit. She's being held hostage at 11 months, when she was 11 months. She's 14 months now, about to be 15 months. It's almost been 6 months, y'all. 6 months. And again, it's psychological warfare. I didn't even get to celebrate her first solar return. My first baby. You would think your first baby, your first offspring in the whole wide world. And I'm a single mother. Like, that's my world. And again, this has been a long time coming, just due to the fact that I've been doing my due diligence. Like, I shouldn't even have to make this video once again. Like, they should have been giving her back. Like, what is the problem? No means no. Jurisdictions means jurisdiction. Like, it ain't the law is the law. I'm standing on the law. Again, I self-law master. Like, this is not a game. This is real life. I'm in my proper persona. Sui juris. Not legally disabled. Learning and studying every day. Just getting stronger and stronger. Like, they should not want these problems. They should not even want these problems. So we continue the fight. The fight continues. Free baby Ashe. And again, that's just the story on what's currently going on. Until they give her back, there's going to definitely be more to come, because this is the wrong one. They didn't sell the wrong one. Again, there's some bullies. They're used to just people bowing down. Yes, massa. Yes, massa. Massa, what you want? Like, that's out. That's not even me. I'm a different breed. Like, that's out. And you should be like that too. Like if somebody takes something of yours, you walking down the street and somebody steal your purse. Excuse me. Lamont gave me a great example of that. Lamont Maurice L. Shout out to him. Somebody walking down the street. You walking down the street. Somebody snatch your purse. Right? What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gonna say help, somebody help me? No, you should chase after them and try to get your purse back. Period. The United States Corporation is the only, I would say, place that I'm aware of that says, if, like, say for example, if a terrorist attack happens or something like that, or something extravagant, I hate to say that word. Just something. It's something. No, I mean that's the word. If something extravagant happens, you're taught to run, hide, and tell. So the first thing they want you to do is run. You go run. Go take cover. Run to go get the cover. Hide, and then go tell somebody like, hey y'all, maybe you do the same. Like if you run, I run type of situation. Right? Do you know in like Russia and stuff? Like if they see drama, if something was to pop off, their first reaction is to fight. Like it ain't no running. Like why do they teach you to run and go call somebody? First of all, who you gonna call? You might as well call the Ghostbuster because the police not gonna help you. For real. They probably gonna shoot you. But that's a whole nother video. But with that being said, yeah, I mean you have to fight, and everybody should have that independence. Like we've been so well, not me, I had to unlearn and relearn, and still with a lot of things, I can admit that. But anyways, programmed to always rely on somebody instead of you being self-sufficient, instead of you having your own. You gotta go to the grocery store and get apples. Like I remember, like literally, I do remember being able to go to my neighbors and like pick apples for free, like dead ass, like for real. Or going to my neighbor's house and asking for sugar and stuff like that. I mean, well, that's a whole nother story, but no, that's not a good story. But pretty much what I'm trying to say is we used to be self-sufficient, meaning we didn't really have to rely on people. I know that wasn't the best story because I said the neighbor, but it was like our union. It was like our tribe. It was like our area, our territory, So I considered them family. But everybody had their duty. Like they would give us apples, and then my grandma would make like an apple pie, and then give them, an apple pie, and then we'd have an apple pie. You know what I'm saying? So it all, like, but at the same time, but still more people were still more independent. Like people had more carpentry tools or skills, let's say. People had more gardening skills. People knew, when to look at the moon at a certain place and plant certain seeds. And just, again, we've just been so self-sufficient, and I'm not really trying to put myself in that category too much, but I'm just saying overall, I mean, if you do need something, you probably gonna have to go. So just as basic as toilet tissue. I mean, what was the whole smoke about? Toilet tissue. Like, let's be real. All of this stuff happened during COVID too. They still are during COVID, and again, it's for profit. For profit. She's being held hostage for profit. My beautiful baby, my baby, y'all. If y'all can even look at my Instagram, like she had her own page. We was doing our YouTubes. We was doing our workout videos. Like I'm a great mother, and we didn't need nobody to help us, and we don't need nobody to help us when it comes to me taking care of her. You know what I'm saying? Like none of that. Like I didn't ask the government for no help to take care of my child. I'm not on no stamps. I'm not on no welfare. I don't believe in none of that. None of that. Y'all could rely on them. I rely on me. That's a whole nother video. And I'm not saying that to say, what I'm saying that is to say that I'm making this video in regards to just making awareness. I mean, I could make 1,000 flyers and go stand out on the streets and say, free baby by Shay. You want me to do that? No. You want me to start marching? Absolutely not. So I'm making the video. I'm making this public just to expose the fraud of Las Vegas CFS, Child Family Services de facto corporation, who have no jurisdiction over me because they're foreigners on my land, stateless persons who have kidnapped my baby. And I mean, free baby Ashe. I would like to thank you guys all for listening. Thank you for taking the time to even care enough to, give your time and energy to this video. Again, free baby Ashe. I will be working on more resolutions in regards to getting, let's quote unquote, the people involved, even the nation involved, and things of that matter. And it's free baby Ashe. My baby should be your baby, and your baby should be my baby. And if we think about that, like on a deeper level, I mean, it's real. Because once you allow somebody to have a snack, then they go for the kitchen next. So this is universal if you're thinking about it as a bigger picture. They are fraud. They don't have the authority, and they've been going into people's homes for the longest, taking people kids, snatching babies from mother's chest. Okay? That's unacceptable. They don't have the jurisdiction to do that. And again, it could be something as simple as a phone call from a neighbor. Neighbor don't like you? That's all it takes. Take your kid. Demos. Again, peace and love. I appreciate your time and energy. Islam. I know it's going to be something I'm going to be like, dang, I forgot to say it. But, I mean, it is what it is for now. Well, it's not, but... All right. Thank you. Peace and love. Have a wonderful day, Boris. And everybody else who's watching, just thank you again for your peace, love. Your time and energy. Free baby Ashe. Peace and love.